Hey everybody, this is Smart Mile Jedi, and today we're going to change out the light switch in my office for one that is Z-Wave enabled that I can utilize with my Habitat home automation server. So without further ado, we'll get right to it. Alright, so now that the power is turned off, I'm going to check my hot wires to make sure that there's no current flowing through them. And as you can see, nothing's flowing through, so we're safe to work. So you notice that I did put a little bit of tape around this one. This is the hot wire coming from the panel. So this will be connected to the hot wire on my switch here, so that's this one right here. The other black wire will connect to the switch side, or to the light side here, so that'll connect to this red wire here. You can't see it because it's way back down in there, but our whites will connect into that neutral in there. So I'll replace that. Here you can see it. I'll replace the wire nut there, and then of course our ground will go to this green wire here. The blue wire I'll go ahead and cap off because I won't need it. That's for three-way. So let's get to work. First things first, I'm going to pull off this electrical tape that I did on my I put on during my first reconnaissance of this light switch to make sure that it had the requisite wires and I needed to actually do what I needed to do here. So first things first, we'll go ahead and disconnect our switch, our old switch here. This is probably from the 70s or the 80s, so it isn't going to have much use for me here in the house. I might save it, but probably not. Alright, so this side is panel side, the other side is to the fixture. Alright, so the very first thing I'm going to do is remove this from the cardboard here. Take out my little sticker around there. So black to black here, too easy. And they were really nice to provide us some wire nuts, so I will use those with quickness, because that means that I don't have to do any of that myself or find any of those wire nuts myself. It's cool that they provided that with the actual switch, and again, symbol as high. And you can see I've got some of the bare conductor on there, so I think I'm going to wrap that with some electrical tape just to be a little bit safe. Yeah. And that'll keep that conductor from accidentally touching anything, especially since that is my hot wire coming from the house. That's in there tight, no worries. Next I think I'm going to do my neutral wire. So the neutral's from the house here. Wow, they really crimp those down tight. Let's see if I can get those off without Probably not. I'm going to see if I could get those out without cutting them, but I may end up having to cut it. Let's hope not. They're pretty tight. Whew. All right. There we go. That'll do it. Alrighty. Now I'm going to attach my neutral wire here. And what this does is works a little bit different for this kind of switch. That neutral wire is going to provide a completed circuit for the wireless signal. See, I already screwed up here. Yeah, that's pulled out already. Alright, Jason, as you can tell, I am not a professional electrician. I don't do this often, so I ask that you bear with me as I go through this. And actually I'm going to take these gloves off because it makes it a little bit difficult to work. They're fine for when I'm working on stuff that's live, like opening up a panel, but now my power's off. I think I'm going to take those off so that I have a little bit more manual dexterity. Alright, let's try this all over again. We want to ensure that our wires are in there connected snug and not going to come out. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. And again, a little bit of electrical tape to make sure that any exposed conductors are covered up. Because we don't want those exposed conductors in any way touching anything. Alright, now let's try this again with our neutral. And we're going to do the same thing here. These two have been twisted on pretty tight. I'm just going to have this young man join them. Of course, using our wire nut here. Ooh, shucks, that's bad. One of the things I am going to do is, now that I've got these out, I'm going to straighten them out just a little bit with my needle nose. And again, I apologize if I'm blocking my own shots. This is really only my first time shooting. I am shooting by myself. So, learning a lot as I go. I have no idea how this is going to look, but that's okay. Alright, let's do a little twist up with the needle nose. And again, this is probably not the right tool. I'm sure, you know, a licensed electrician will tell me I'm doing it wrong, and that's fine. But again, I just want to make sure that those are on there tight. They seem pretty tight right now. So, we're going to add in this third wire here. And where did my wire nut go? This third wire here. Add my wire nut. Screw that on good. Real good. Till she won't screw on no more. And she's still not on there good. Son of a gun. And again, I keep saying this because I don't want anyone to make the mistake that I am. I am not an electrician, licensed or otherwise. I can read a manual. Oh, there we go. That's so much better. The electrical tape around the bottom of our wire nut, and we will be done with this bad boy. Alright, neutral is connected. And again, down in the comments, if you have any tips on what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, let me know. I don't have any ego when it comes to this, to be perfectly honest. I'm just trying to get a job done here in my home. Alright, next we're going to do our red wire to the fixture side here. And again, fairly simple. Using the provided wire nuts. Put that on there. It's so much easier when it's just these two conductors, not a whole bunch of other ones. Yeah, there we go. And of course, a little bit of electrical tape around here. Last but not least, well, not last but not least, this is the last one for this one. Let's do, they've done a, so on the, this is the ground wire here. The original wiring here has a little jumper wire, I guess, to the ground. I'm going to use that simply because it's already bare and open. If I wasn't filming, I'd probably take the time and take that jumper wire out and just attach my switch directly, the ground wire, this green wire here, directly to the two ground wires, one from the panel, the other from the fixture. That is the last of the wires there that are going to be connected. And of course, because I care, I'm going to put a little bit of electrical tape around here. Alright, so last but not least, this is the I don't know, control wire, I guess is the name of it. I'm just going to put the wire nut on it. It's for, like, if I had a three-way switch on my ceiling fan. I do not on this one. So I'm not going to really worry about that. Alright. And again, just to make sure that everybody's happy, put a little bit of electrical tape around that guy so that, you know, if anything ever happens, he's at least fully covered up and connected. I'm going to put all these wires, oh goodness, there's a lot of them, back into my connection here. And I want to make sure that I'm up. Here you can see there's a top here. I'm going to take this little sticker off here as well, because that's what I'm going to use later on to tie that into holy smokes, there's a lot of wires in here. I have to do a little work to get all these guys in here. Oh, but you'll fit. You will fit. Good job. Alright, let's start closing this thing up. And again, if you're getting my back, I apologize. Come on, there we go. Let's get a little bite in on that one. There we go. And on the bottom here, get a little bite in on that one. There we go. Actually, no. The first thing I'm going to do, haha, getting ahead of myself here, before I put all this stuff back in, I'm going to go turn my power back on, make sure that all of this crap that I've done, all this work that I've done, is not for naught, and that this thing doesn't work. So be back in just one moment. Alright, so we're back now. The power's been turned on at the panel, and let's take a look. It seems as if we're getting a blinking LED on the switch. And moment of truth. Light turns on, fan turns on. Perfect. So this is wired correctly, it would seem. Now all I'm going to do is turn my power back off at the panel, get everything put back up, test it one more time, and then we'll be ready to roll. I love it. Awesomeness. Alright, now that I've got the power off at the panel, I'm going to carefully try to get all of these conductors and wires and this happy stuff back into this little box here. There's a lot of wires, and of course I want to make sure that I have it correctly, which I do not. Yeah, so there is a top right there. I need to follow directions, but it looks like everything is going to go back in to, and again, sorry for the back. If you're getting that, I'm not editing as I go, so you know, my apologies if you're getting the back of my head or my back or my behind. That's not my intention. Alright, so there we go. Everything is going to be pretty tidy back in there. And we're going to get that in as tight as we can. And a little bit at the top. There we go. Got a good bite at the top as well. Like I said, totally not licensed electrician, but I can read instructions and understand a little bit about how residential electrical stuff sort of works. Make sure that's in there straight. I picked this particular switch up at Lowe's, where I live, outside St. Louis. And it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't overly expensive either. So, oh goodness. Alright. Looks like you guys are in there as tight as you need to be. Alright. One more trip down to the basement, and we'll cut the power on, and then we'll go ahead and patch this thing completely up. Alright, so power's back on at the panel. This is our pretty much last step. Replacing the covers with this screwless style design. Comes with two pieces here. The first actually plugs or screws into the switch assembly itself, and then this piece here just snaps on, so it gives it a screwless looking design. So let's go ahead and get that installed, and then we'll be done. Again, sorry for the back. I don't want to put these in too tight. In fact, I think I'm going to switch to a Phillips head. These have a Phillips head. Oh, so much better. So much better. There we go. Yep. Just tight enough. Nice. Don't want to break it, but I want it snug. Oh yeah, that's it. Alright, last but not least, look for the arrow. You see the arrows up there. Arrows up on this side as well. Snap in from the top, and voila, we are done. Alrighty, switch installed. Like I said, this has been Smart Mouth Jedi, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.